when you hear about canines in the police force, you probably think of drug-sniffing dogs, search dogs, but there's also another category of pups that are equally as essential.
Yeah, Dina Kupfer is out shaking paws with one of Fairfield Police's newest recruits. Hey, Dina.
Oh, good morning, and I'll tell you, Stanford's paws are almost as big as mine.
Oh.
Yeah, we are here in Fairfield this morning, and this is peer support pup Stanford. Pardon me for introducing Stanford before his handler. This is Fairfield Police Detective Dennis Chapman as well. And good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Okay, so first of all, Stanford is beautiful, 2 years old, a lab. Tell me what Stanford's very important role is here in the community.
So he helps me with my job as well as the job within the department.
Yeah.
So he helps out with our peer support program that obviously promotes officer wellness to include defusings and debriefings. Within the community, he helps out with victim interviews, witness interviews. I do child forensic interviews, so he also helps out with those.
And talk to me about when you get to a scene where you have to do one of those heartbreaking interviews and difficult conversations with these children. How does Stanford help really break the ice in those scenarios?
Well, he breaks the ice in many ways, as you can see with your cameraman. He's, it's hard not to love on him and talk to him. He's done things such as where the child doesn't want to speak to me as a law enforcement officer, the child might want to speak to Stanford, and Stanford gets interviews and he obtains statements and helps us out that way.
And he also helps out with folks within the department too, right? So the adults that have also gone through some pretty traumatic events within the department. Absolutely.
So typically after a critical incident, we have a defusing within the day, and Stanford helps break the ice in those defusings. The first 10 to 30 minutes of those defusings are usually awkward, trying to break the ice and get people to talk. Stanford breaks that ice really fast and helps us get through those traumatic incidents.
Absolutely. Such an important role that Stanford plays. And we have Mary Hooker here who wants to share more about how Stanford got to this place, because this wasn't always Stanford's job, right? He's actually had multiple lives in a way.
He has, actually. He is a career-changed dog from Guide Dogs. And we get several career-changed dogs from different service dog groups. Yep. And once we get them, we evaluate them to see what their job would be, what they would pick if they could pick, right? So Stanford picked our first response canine program. He went to do some of his training at our program that's at Solano Prison, Paws on a Mission, where we train inmates to train dogs, and then we also have some victim impact curriculum involved in that. And then Stanford was paroled from that program. Wow. And then he was brought to Fairfield PD because he chose Dennis.
Oh, I love that. And now, Dennis, you get to take Stanford home every night, right?
I do.
Part of the family.
Part of the family, absolutely.
We love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing Stanford with us, and thank you for helping to coordinate the career shift, is what we're calling it. It's not a failure. He had a career move, little Stanford. Right. So many of us do, right? Well, thank you so much, Stanford. Are you happy to be a peer support pup? Yeah, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, coming up in the next hour, guys, we're going to meet another pup who's working a very similar job here in Fairfield, huh?
He's also Chief Handsome Officer.
Thank you.
You're so cute.
The most handsome. Yeah. We'll send it back to you.
Thanks.